All right, so let's fucking go, dude. So I have played a lot of Yakuza games. I have played 8 in particular. I have played 8 of these fucking games. I started off at 0. Played Kiwami, Kiwami 2, Remastered 3, Remastered 4, 5, 6. Obviously, now we just finished Like a Dragon. So, oh boy, let's start. I'm gonna start with 0. And 0 is the one that I would say I probably have the hottest take on, and that is, I think 0 is just alright. 0 is a great game and a phenomenal entry point into the series. However, now that I've gone through the entire series, I can say without a doubt, the story does not compare to the peaks of the rest of the series. And without a doubt, it is not my favorite combat. It is without a doubt not my favorite combat in the whole series. I kind of like the upgrade system. The upgrade system is alright. It's a lot better than some of the other games. Especially some of the Dragon Engine games, for example. But overall, I would say it's a very down-the-middle game. Obviously, it gives Majima a lot of characterization, and also gives Kiryu as well a lot of characterization that I wouldn't say he was outright missing, but he definitely needed to help flesh both of them out. As well, I would say as a prequel, 0 does a phenomenal job at making the impacts, or the impact of Yakuza Kiwami, or rather Yakuza, the remake of Yakuza 1, that much more impactful. Because if I were to have played Yakuza 1, Kiwami, whatever, without 0, it would not have impacted me anywhere near as much as it actually ended up doing so. But again, 0 is great, do not get me wrong. Obviously, 0 is clearly one of the more popular entries, if not the most, probably second to Like a Dragon now, in the whole series. But after having played the rest of the series, I'm just like, it's okay. I still like it. I do not hate it whatsoever. But yeah. That's it for Yakuza 0. Just kind of down the middle on this thing. Solid. Not bad, but not as good as the rest of the series. So, Kiwami. Okay. Okay. So, Kiwami, I'm gonna put in C. Okay. So, one thing I realized very quickly playing Yakuza Kiwami is Yakuza 1's story does not hold up very well. Yakuza 1's story is a set of events that are not all very connected, that eventually leads to an overarching plot and so on, but it is not very well done, in my opinion. It feels very disjointed, it feels very not the most connected. However, I still think it's overall okay. Obviously, there's a lot of emotional beats, and a lot of the setup in 0 leads into the payoff with Kiwami. Do we need an F tier? I would say probably not. But I overall still enjoyed my time, and the peaks were definitely some solid peaks. However, a lot of the story really did not feel like it mattered that much. And I guess one could argue, you know, they had to set up world building in the first place, especially if they thought they were going to go beyond one game, which I don't even remember if they thought they were going to, but it's an okay game. The fact that they didn't really do much more with the story clearly shows, especially if you go from 0's wonderful storytelling to Kiwami's very, very dated, very disjointed kind of storytelling. Also, if you go off of 0 and then come to Kiwami, you might feel it feels a little underwhelming in the sense that you're only playing as Kiryu. And I understand that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you're only playing as Kiryu for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the games. In 4 of the games, you're only playing as Kiryu, right? Obviously, in some of the other games, you're playing as other characters, but still. I would say the highlight of Kiwami for me was seeing what was done with Nishiki. Nishiki and Nishikiyama in general, I thought was a very well done character. However, again, without the basis of Zero building up his character more and doing more and giving us more of a reason to give a shit about him, it definitely would not have paid off very well in Kiwami or whichever, same difference, honestly. So overall, just okay game. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, just okay game. I suppose the addition of Majima everywhere was interesting, but kind of got a little annoying quick. It is what it is, right? So, next up, this might be a bit of a hot take. Kiwami 2, I'm placing it in A. Now, if I am going strictly off of the gameplay, I would probably put it in C. But taking it as a whole, I liked Kiwami 2 a lot. For those unaware, my favorite villain in the Yakuza series, or rather antagonist, is our wonderful fellow on the left here and the main antagonist of Yakuza 2. Kiwami 2, whatever. Ryuji Goda. In my opinion, Ryuji is one of the greatest antagonists I've seen in a video game. Period. He is a phenomenal, like opposite to Kiryu in the sense that they have a lot of the same values and a lot of the same thought process, but are clearly two sides of the same coin, if that makes any sense. Because clearly, Ryuji's a bit more like, ooh, I'm big bad man, I gotta do big bad man things, and Kiryu's more, no, I need to be good guy, you know? I fucking love Ryuji. Definitely a big part of why I'm putting this in A tier, I'm gonna be honest. I was gonna say, Kaoru, the woman who Kiryu was clearly madly in love with, and then gets ditched in the following game because the writers were just like, women, I don't really like them, dude. She was pretty good. I had my complaints about her, and I thought she was kind of irritating at points, but I do feel like they eventually did come together pretty nicely. And also, the final fight of Kiwami 2, the final boss, whatever, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, I loved that fight. I love the track. I love the environment. All of it. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Solid story. Also, just as a heads up to anybody who wants to be a Yakuza fan, if you play Kiwami 2, you're gonna hear the name Jingwan Mafia, and I'm gonna tell you right now, get used to hearing that name. We still heard that name in Like a Dragon, although barely, but the second you hear the mentioning of the Jingwan Mafia, do not let it exit your cranium because they're going to be around for a bit. Overall, though, phenomenal story. Phenomenal fucking story. The gameplay, I'm gonna be honest, the Dragon Engine, I'm not the biggest fan of. My main issue with the Dragon Engine is it made a lot of the combat feel less impactful. Like when you punch an enemy, it doesn't feel like it has the fucking oomph that maybe your hits in like Zero or something have, you know? It feels very weak, and I will just be outright honest and say the upgrade system in Kiwami 2 and 6 are without a doubt my least favorite in the whole series. I fucking hate I hate that upgrade system. It's like an almost RPG type of upgrade system, and I don't like it one bit. It is, in my opinion, terrible. But again, I will say, Kiwami 2, the story is what carries it the most for me. So, that's Kiwami 2. Here's how it's looking so far. Yakuza 3. So Yakuza 3 is a very well-defined game in that the community does not like it much. And I'm kind of there with them. But there were parts that I really liked to it. In general, a lot of the a lot of the bits with Kiryu now being this father to an orphanage and whatnot, I thought that's amazing. That is a wonderful progression to his character, and I absolutely loved seeing that. In general, seeing how important family and just in general love and appreciation for each other was in 3, absolutely loved that. It was incredible. Now 3 is also where hold up. 3 is also 3 is also where this comes from.
Aru. Okay, got it. No.
There's no change in the plan.
Bye.
Yakuza 3 has a lot of strange English moments for whatever reason. There's also on the roof. There's a lot of weird moments in 3 that I'm gonna be honest, even if they're a little strange, I can't deny they're iconic, okay? There is no change in the plan. That's iconic. That's iconic. Fucking the white dude that's a part of the Men in Black in 3 speaking straight up English. You'd best believe I have not forgotten that shit for even a second. That is one of the funniest, unintentionally funniest things I've seen in one of these games. As well, I will say, Mine was a pretty fucking good character. I don't know what the opinion on Mine is overall, but me speaking personally without considering any community opinion, I liked Mine. I didn't think he was the cream of the crop. I didn't think he was the greatest, but I thought he was pretty good. I thought he was pretty goddamn good. Right? In general, I thought the story was interesting. I didn't fully love it, but I didn't fully hate it either. Ah, that's his name. I forgot. Yes, Andre Richardson. What a ridiculous name. And as well, I will say, Yakuza 3 has the saddest character death in any of these fucking games. Because if you've played it, don't spoil it, obviously. Don't spoil it! But if you've played it, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about, and holy shit, I cried like a bitch at that scene. Because, wow. Just fucking wow. So overall, if we're going off of the peaks of 3, I'd probably put it in B. But as an overall package, I'd say 3 is kind of just like a little below average. Not terrible, but definitely not the best, in my opinion. I can't remember exactly what you mean. You know, the character death where Kiryu shows emotion. All I gotta say. Oh my god! No hesitation. 4's going in S, baby. I fucking love Yakuza 4. So, let me lay down. You're probably like, Luna, no, the story's wacky, dude. No, it's crazy. How can you like that? That's exactly why I fucking love it. I love convoluted, ridiculous crime drama. This game was my shit. The 4 protagonists, oh, I fucking love them. Akiyama being the first fucking character you play as, dude, holy shit. I love Akiyama. I love Saejima. I love Tanemura. And of course, I love Kiryu. 4 wonderful protagonists. I love all their characters. The only complaints I have is obviously swapping between these characters, you have to get used to different fighting styles. Now, coming from 0 at one point, I'm already used to that. So it's not that bad, actually. because I'm already used to having to play with a different sort of style. Obviously, it's different when the style is locked to a character, but still. Say, for example, Akiyama's like fast, kind of not exactly super high damage, but he's putting out a lot of damage because he's attacking so quickly and so much. Saijima's your big, heavy hitter. Think akin to your Beast style, right? And the story, dude, oh my lord, the fucking story. Is the character swap like a style swap? No. You know how in Zero, we go from like 2 chapters of Kiryu to 2 chapters of Majima? The way they handle it in 4 is it is split up into 4 parts and then a finale part. Every part is dedicated to their character and their general story and arc within that game. So say, for example, Akiyama's our first guy. We have a couple chapters with him. Then we have some chapters with Saejima, then Kiryu, I believe, and then Tanemura. And then it all comes together for a finale chapter. So, the interesting thing about Yakuza 4 is one could argue it does not have 1 final boss, but 4. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked it. I kind of fucking liked it. Despite the fact that the final fight of them can be kind of fucking annoying, and I mean really fucking annoying. You know, Q Jingu or something. Overall, I love 4. 4 has, in my opinion, the best soundtrack. In my opinion, the best protagonists. It's the best multi-protagonist game, in my opinion. And, in my opinion, a phenomenal story. Oh, also, how could I forget to mention? I love the upgrade system of 4. You know why? Because in the upgrade system of 4, let's say you want to just upgrade literally what the hell you want from the... Let's say you're like, dude, I don't give a fuck about heat actions. I want to upgrade my basic ass combo to the fastest and strongest I can make it. Bam, you can do that right off the bat. There's certain limitations as like you can't unlock certain things if you don't have a prerequisite to it, but that is perfectly fine. And the upgrade system in 4 is, in my opinion, the absolute best. Also, the combat in 4, in my opinion, again, is the absolute best. It has wonderful weight behind it. It feels nice. It moves nice. It's great. Also, 4 just still looks really fucking good. It still looks like a gorgeous fucking game. So anyway, 4's an S tier. Fucking who would've guessed, right? Luna always talks about how 4's his fucking favorite. Who would've fucking guessed, right? Okay, Yakuza 5. Yakuza 5 is a very weird one to place because there's a lot I like to it and a lot I don't like to it. Yakuza 5, I'm gonna put in beats here because in a lot of ways there's equal parts what I like to what I don't fully like. And the main thing I don't like about 5 is, holy shit, 5 is a fucking long game. So, let me lay down the premise to you. We technically have 5 protagonists, but it's still split up into four parts for the characters. But then there is a proper finale chapter, or not chapter, part, as in multiple chapters. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I'd argue it might be a little too much. Oh my god, fucking Haruka's song playing here. Banger though. Speaking of Haruka's song, dude, I actually really fucking liked Haruka's part in part 5. I'm a rhythm game player and I had a phase in my life where I played a lot of idle games. So I really liked Haruka's part. The gameplay, I could fully get behind because I have played those games for so much of my life and I fucking love those. Oh, without a doubt, So Much More is such a fucking banger. Fucking... Let me just lay it down though. So, I forget the exact order for 5. Actually, no, I remember it. I remember it. You start off Kiryu, then you go Saejima, then you go Haruka, then you go Akiyama, and then you go the new guy, Shinada. That's his name, right? I'm absolutely sorry. There's so many names to remember with this series. I want to make sure I'm not wrong. You know? But, hilariously enough, I would say out of the 5 protagonists, my favorite character, notice how I said character and not like not gameplay, is Shinada. Shinada is such a weird departure because let me just give you a brief synopsis of every character we have here. So Akiyama is a loan shark, but he's a very strange man who kind of seems fairly kind-hearted in a lot of regards. But he's a strange man. Kind of very lazy, kind of very laid back, etc. Kiryu, obviously you know Kiryu, very calm and collected, strong man, heart of gold, etc. Tanemura is a crooked detective who, despite that crookedness, only has the interest of helping others for the most part. Which I know might sound a little strange, you know, crooked official and helping others doesn't necessarily seem like it goes hand in hand, but that's his character. As well as Saejima, an escaped convict who is honestly a really fucking good character. Also, dude, I almost forgot to mention earlier, Yakuza 4 has one of my favorite fucking scenes in video game, period. Like, fucking Saejima's shootout scene in Yakuza 4 is genuinely like it's movie levels of like, wow, like that's good. That's fucking good. One could argue that the plot twist of 4 ruins a lot of things, but it's like, there's a lot of debate about that. That's not what I'm here to debate. Anyway. Saejima, escaped ex-convict who... He's a little more complicated than that, but I can't really go fully in depth without spoiling certain things. But just know, in reality, he's kind of a big softie, despite his fists probably being able to break through concrete. And so Haruka, you know, basically Kiryu's daughter, she becomes an idol and kind of has to deal with the terrible, terrible world of being an idol. Right? Now you're probably wondering, ooh, what crazy things does Shinada have, right? Does he have like has he like killed someone before? Is he like the... So Shinada is a washed up baseball star who writes smut for a living. And his main thing that he does in his spare time is just hangs out with like this like lady at like a soapland, whatever the hell, that he's very clearly in love with. He just wants titty. Shinada is the epitome of character that I would argue does not fit in the Yakuza series, but I'll be damned because despite that, he is amazing and I love him. He is... Chat, you know how y'all are like, Ichiban's a lovable, stupid himbo, whatever the hell. Shinada's like that, except obviously he's more on like the horny side. But he's a great character. He's a phenomenal character. And honestly, I really hope at some point they do something else with him, because I loved his ending. I loved the ending to his character arc with 5 in the finale, and I fucking loved it. Shinada is great. Shinada is phenomenal. He is such a strange man, but such a good one too. Fucking love him. Now, all that praise aside, Yakuza 5 is too goddamn long, okay? One could argue, you know, if something's good, don't you want more and more and more of it? Now look, that's true, but it's too much. It's way too much. It's way too fucking much. There are parts where the game, in my opinion, really, and I mean really dragged on. Especially with the fact that there is a finale part and not a finale chapter. Now, I will say though, the story, I liked it. Although I will say, the true villain of it all is really fucking obvious. I'm not gonna give it away. But if you play more than one Yakuza game, you know. Hey! Don't trust the law! Unless it's Date-san. Or Adachi. Overall, though, it is a great game, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe, you know, it's kind of funny. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe Bakamitai actually originates from Yakuza 5. It's one or the other. It's either it was in 5 first and then appeared in 0, or something along those lines. But bare minimum, I remember something like that. I could, of course, also be getting it completely wrong, but yeah. Regardless, 5 is also, from what I've noticed, clearly the groundwork for 0. So if you like 0, fucking give a round of applause for 5, because you wouldn't have as good a game if 5 did not basically not reinvent the wheel, but like clean up the engine and just do so much more to pave the way for the future entries. So even though I don't outright love 5, I also cannot like disrespect it, because it clearly did that bare minimum. Also, again, it has a lot of great parts, just a lot of parts that are also kind of really messy and maybe drag on too long. No pun intended, because Kiryu Dragon, you get the fucking joke. Like a dragon, dragon these nuts. Anyway. Here's another one. So 6 is a ridiculous departure from 5 and 4, because 6 only has Kiryu. 6 only fucking has Kiryu, and 6 is also the introduction of the Dragon Engine, which I do not like. 6, I'm gonna put... So, on one hand, I really liked the story. I liked the characters, especially. How are you today? I'm doing phenomenal. Thank you for asking. I absolutely loved the characters of 6, but the Dragon Engine kinda sucks, especially in the first game where it's unveiled. Also, I realized very quickly a move that actually just makes the game laughably easy. Again, to anyone who ever plays 6, make sure you get the drop kick or whatever it is. It's something like that. It's dirt cheap to unlock, and it literally one-shots most enemies. Anyway, 6 is also the end of Kiryu's... 6 is the end of Kiryu's story. As a protagonist, I should specify, obviously, because we saw him in Like a Dragon. But 6 is the end of Kiryu's story, and it is a incredibly emotional and incredibly just big finale to Kiryu. I will also say, though, the final boss was made laughably easy by, in my opinion, one of the worst additions in Yakuza, and that is Extreme Heat. Extreme Heat... Dude, I beat the final boss in less than a minute because of Extreme Heat. It's not good. It's not good, and honest to God, ruined any tension the game had. Like, just straight up, I'm gonna be honest. What is it, though? It's a mode where you basically use all your heat built up and just fucking go berserk, and you're throwing all these crazy punches, and then you can do a super strong final move with it. And you can unlock it and do it so super easily without effort. It is way too good. Way too fucking good. So overall, as much as I like the story and the conclusion to both Kiryu and Haruka's stories, as well as it being a phenomenally beautiful game. Like, hold up. Hold up, what was it? Fucking, like, dude, fucking... Where is it? Give me a moment. Here it is. This is in 6. Now look, I know the game doesn't always look exactly this amazing, but god damn, this looks fucking good. This game looked so gorgeous. Also, I will also say, I forget where, Onomichi, Hiroshima, whatever the exact place is, that they stay, for the most part, in 6, is fucking gorgeous. It is fucking gorgeous. By the way, fighter right here, right there. He's our boy is right there. This is where he was at before he ended up in Ijin show and whatnot. So anyway, so 6. As much as I love the environments, the aesthetics, the story, the gameplay really fucked it up. The gameplay really fucked it up. I don't outright hate it, and I have a bit of leeway. I give it a bit of leeway because of the story and because it is the conclusion to Kiryu's story, but I gotta be at least a little hard on it, you know? So, that's Yakuza 6. Last but not least, the game we just finished, Yakuza Like a Dragon. The new era of Yakuza, with our brand new best boy, Ichiban Kasuga, and the RPG system. So, it should come as a surprise to absolutely nobody, because I am an avid RPG fan, that I am putting this game in S tier. Should come as an absolute surprise to literally no one. The characters were amazing. I loved the emphasis on friendship in Like a Dragon. I loved just so much of this, dude. The game looked gorgeous. The music never stopped being great. I loved the combat. Chat, oh my god. Can you fucking believe? I read some reviews of Like a Dragon that were like, yeah, but the RPG system gets kind of boring by the end of the game. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Unless you're literally going in, unless you never change jobs for your characters at all, how did it get boring? Like, what? Have you ever played an RPG in your life? Did you just do the same thing the whole time, dude? The gameplay was phenomenal. For their first foray into the RPG genre, they knocked it out of the fucking park. Obviously, I have my complaints, my criticisms, etc. But it was pretty fucking good. I love the job system. I love the characters. I love all the abilities, all the flashy fucking special moves you can do, the pound mate stuff. I love all the throwbacks to the games. You got my boy Gary Buster Holmes coming from the Coliseum, coming from Majima Construction. You got my boy Date-san, you got Kiryu, you got Majima, you got Saejima. Literally everything you could ever wish for. This game was amazing. I cannot understate how fucking amazing Like a Dragon was. Phenomenal. Sensational. Sensational. I am beyond excited to see what the fuck they do with this series next. The theme of hitting rock bottom and rising again was something I love seeing. It is phenomenal. Because the great part about that is that's even symbolized in Ichiban's fucking tattoo as well. So much of that. I loved the stories. I loved the parallels. I loved all the cinematic parallels they had. I loved all the shit of like maybe fucking Ichiban was there and just seeing like how he rose up despite having nothing, and being so kind-hearted and everything, yet the young master rose up and became rotten and spoiled and all this other stuff despite having everything handed to him. It was amazing. It was amazing. Fucking 10 out of 10. Phenomenal game. Phenomenal fucking game. Like, I cannot express just, that was amazing. That was amazing. My only complaints would be optimize the game better for PC and stop locking these goddamn games at 30 FPS on like PS4 and shit. Pretty please. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. They've had like 5 years. They've had like 4 or 5 years to optimize the Dragon Engine better for consoles, and they just have not. That's stupid. Stop capping. Stop capping, Ryoga Gotoku Studio. Stop capping. Fucking fix that frame rate. Do what you gotta do to optimize. Pretty please. Thank you. Obviously, that's gonna be less of an issue going forward with consoles and everything, when presumably half the earth actually gets a PS5, Xbox Series, whatever the hell. I don't actually know the name of the Xbox new console, I'm gonna be honest, etc. But phenomenal game. Overall, my venture into this series has been nothing short of amazing, and I have loved every second of it. Obviously, I have my complaints, my criticisms along the way, but think of it like this. I'm only being hard on some of these games, and I'm only really being such an ass about some of this shit because I care. I care greatly. Oh my god, banger. Banger, banger. I'm sorry, I gotta crank this shit up. Anyway. This series is amazing. This series is fucking phenomenal. And I cannot recommend it enough. These games are so easy to get on so many consoles, so many platforms, etc. They also go on sale regularly. If you've ever been interested in copping any of these games, maybe wait for a sale. Maybe pick up Zero, or maybe jump in wherever the hell you feel like, right? If you want to jump in with Zero and go and work your way up, you can do that. If you want to start with Like a Dragon because you like the RPG shit and you like Ichiban, fuck it, do it. Why not? Who's stopping you, right? But it's been a phenomenal time, and I'm incredibly excited to see where the series goes from here. I mentioned earlier, next week, chat, we are going to be starting Judgment. And I am so excited for that. So incredibly excited for that. On top of that, when Lost Judgment comes out in September, I will probably stream that too. So, this is all to say, there's been a great time, and that's gonna be it for the stream. Let me let me screenshot my final tier list though, shall we? So, that's been it for me, people. That has been it for me.